Hey guys, it's Scott with Scotty B Cards. In this episode, I have unfortunate news for anybody who wants to sell trading cards or anything else on platforms such as eBay, through PayPal, Etsy, MySlabs, anything of this sort that reports information to the government. The tax laws have changed and it will impact the majority of us, me and you included. So to jump into it, prior to today, the only way you would receive a 1099K from eBay and PayPal is if you sold $20,000 worth of cards and there were 200 different separate transactions. You know, if you sold 21,000 but you only had 100 transactions, you wouldn't get one most likely. And this is for most states. If you sold 300 transactions and only $500 worth of cards, you wouldn't get one either. But now, as the government is passing the American Rescue Plan of 2021 or the COVID relief bill, they have changed that. In section 9674, subsection E, so like 580 pages down essentially in the 600-page document, they have put this in there. So it's essentially saying that if you sell more than $600 of sports cards, that you have to receive a 1099 and report all of this information to the government. They want to make sure that nobody is basically doing tax fraud and keeping a bunch of money for themselves without paying the government first. This is a probably $100 billion or $10 billion boost to the government, and so they are not going to pass on this easily. There's been some states in the past that have had this same law. A couple of them are Vermont and Massachusetts in 2017 passed this law, but only recently on a federal level has this come to be. It's a huge bummer for people who just want to passively sell cards, only sell a few $1,000s worth of cards to fund other purchases, but now we have to report our profits and make sure the government is getting their cut. This comes because there is that $1.9 trillion price tag on this COVID package, which I'm not bashing the package itself. I'll let you guys be the judge of what you think of it. It might be good for some, bad for others. But the fact remains that this has to be paid for somehow, and the government's looking for any way they can do it. And this is an easy solution for them as it's working in other states. So from now on, make sure you're writing down the day you get the card, what you bought it for, and then make sure you write down what your profit is when you sell the card. Say you bought it for $100, sold it for $200. You don't have to pay $200 of taxes, like the whole $200. It's just the $100 profit margin. So make sure you know that and know what your tax rate is. It's a different tax rate if you hold it for a year versus flipping it within the year. So make sure you know that. I am not a CPA or an accountant, so I don't want to let you know what tax rates are for yourself. If you have concerns, please talk to them about that. But just make sure you know these things, because now it's going to be applicable to everybody, not just large sellers, but average sellers. A 1099K is really stressful to actually receive, but just know if you keep good records, which I'm just letting you know to do it now, you'll be just fine. You know, as long as you're able to prove everything, the government's most likely not going to audit anybody who only sold $3,000 on eBay. They're more looking at people who have really big discrepancies in their bank accounts and with their earnings. But regardless, this is going to change the landscape of the hobby, in my opinion. I think a lot of people are going to be moving away from selling online if they can. They prefer to do in-person transactions, so that way they don't have to report it, which is illegal, but you know, most likely you're going to be fine doing it. I'm not encouraging you to, but it will happen. And doing more trades, as you won't have to worry about reporting those transactions either. So overall, I was surprised by it. I was in bed reading one night and I was like, holy cow, this could apply to me. And once it was passed today, I went and looked, and sure enough, it was actually put into the bill and it will be law. So as of December 31st, 2020, so this year, you are going to need to make sure you have everything in records, on files and spreadsheets, so you are in the best shape possible when you receive a 1099K next year for selling only $600. Even if you only make one sale for $600, you're still going to be obligated to report this to the government now. So just be aware of this, guys. I think this isn't a great thing for a lot of people trying to sell sports cards passively just for fun, or even trying to sell things in a garage sale, you know, on eBay. You find some golf clubs, sell them for a couple $100, they might now have to pay taxes or receive a 1099. It will discourage a lot of transactions through the web and will encourage transactions through person. It'll be interesting to see if this will make people want to go to card shows more, to make deals. Everybody says, you know, eBay is a card show, which it is. There's a lot of cards, more cards than you'll ever see in person. But now that these seller requirements are there, it will be interesting to see if sellers have a different feeling towards selling these cards there. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to point this out to you. I appreciate your time. Please like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on this change. It's a massive change in the hobby, and I just want to make sure you're all aware of it. So thanks, guys, and have a great day.